Opinion 14 Lies about money that Americans can't seem to shake. Thomas Jefferson said, "Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom." It's well known that we tend to believe what we want or what fits our preconceived notions. But this is getting out. 1. Healthcare is nobody, it seems, wants to spend their hard-earned money on healthcare. They don't even want to. Health insurance is, the real is that it isn't insurance at all. We expect our health. 3. Health insurance. Moreover, most Americans have health care coverage that doesn't involve insurance, because their employer is self-insuring or they're covered by a government program. The profit margin. Related video. Are you falling victim to these money myths? Provided by BU. 4. Teachers are under. 5. Social Security. 6. Social Security. 7. Congress stole the. 8. Congress should give, but in truth, the is based on the annual change in a key inflation measure, CPIW. There's no annual decision by Congress or the President. Many people want. 9. Congressmen are. 10. Members of Congress. Think of it this way: you have a good job or run a small business. You have a family. 11. Times are different. 12. Assumptions in 13. I can't afford to, except for the chronically poor. Everyone can save. The first step is. 14. How much money will. 15. Bonus shopping cart. This column first appeared on and was republished with permission. Richard Quinn blogs at. Before retiring.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.